Hey guys, this is the Sanguine 27 Tyrannical I did the other day as Arcane. I have posted this run already without the commentary, but a lot of you guys have asked me for the commentary version, so here it is. First of all, well, as you can see, maybe that was a mistake of me trying to get my stacks on the skirmisher when the DH didn't really get aggro on everything. I pop all my cooldowns here with SIGIL and do the AoE rotation. I luckily also crit, so that helps a lot with the overall damage. However, the target I was focusing stayed a bit behind, so I didn't get that full AoE off of Touch of the Magi. Maybe I should have chosen a different target. This is again a pug group, so I wasn't really sure how we were gonna play. I just knew that we were gonna try to have 10 stacks or like a lot of stacks for second boss, and that's it. So we pulled triple here into the urn. The plan after this is to skip with the rogue. So what I did is use my AP here because we only have the warlock for damage. If we had like 100 in a warlock, I would have used only my 45 seconds and used AP on the next pull with full stacks. Consider subscribing if you like my commentary and the VGO and want to see some more arcane blasting. So now I only have my 45 seconds, but we have full stacks, and the stacks last for 1 minute and a half, which means I can do my stacks right now, and then I'll have the full stacks again for when I do AP. AP being Arcane Power, which is my big CDs, my big cooldowns. So I'm popping my 45-second cooldowns right now. I think I did the
Shockwave
AoE rotation again just because there are enough targets, and with the 45-second cooldowns it's sometimes better to do the AoE one because it generally does more damage. The problem with the AoE one in Tyrannical with full CDs is that your target dies really fast, but it didn't here, so now I have AP again. I'm risking using it. This was a risk because if doesn't die here, there's a chance that I don't have CDs back for the boss, and didn't die here. But as you can see, I'm keeping up with the warlock almost in damage, just because of the stacks and the fact that my CDs line up very well with each pull. I don't need to ramp anything. So yeah, right now I'm, I don't want to consume my stacks because I want to have my stacks ready for next pull. The plan is to use my 45 seconds on the next pull and then have Ruby with Arcane Power ready for boss with Bloodlust and everything. So I do my single target rotation here for two reasons. First of all, the Brute has much more HP, 3 times more HP than the Ticks. So if you want everything to die at the same time, I have to focus it. I don't know if you noticed there, I turned around for my Arcane Orb, so that Arcane Orb won't ninja pull the boss because it travels 40 yards. You gotta keep that in mind as well. Anyways, so that was one of the reasons I use my single target rotation, and the second one is it does overall less damage when there's a lot of ads. And I want to make sure that I have my CDs for boss, so dealing this pull by like 2 seconds and just doing more funnel damage on the Brute is actually really good. As you can see, I'm not risking consuming my stacks with Barrage. I just want to make sure I have everything ready for pull. I'm going to use Ruby on one of the ads just before they die so that I have maximum crit. As you can see, I'm running 31.3% crit right now, and with the buff I get to 57.8%. I lost. I don't focus I told them that I can't, and it's better if the rogue does, because now look, I funnel. I didn't crit on my biggest barrage, but I'm still blasting just because I managed to CD on pull. If I manage to CD before the relic dies, I'll do 15% more damage per relic that is next to the boss, so that's 45% more damage compared to only 15% more damage if already died, so it's only one target next to the boss. That's why it's so good if I manage to CD before. I'm trying to kill her because we have the smash coming up, and I'm I'm out of mana right now, but now we're ready, so I'm pressing my CDs and we have the buff. I'm letting the priest soak. This is perfect actually, the timer with the This priest was really nice. I feel like his healing was insane. You're gonna see on the second boss, that was the most impressive fight I've ever seen. So I critted there on my 1 minute CDs. As you can see, I'm still doing like 24 kick damage, even though I didn't crit on my big CDs. And now I have SIGIL coming up. I'm gonna delay my CDs a bit just so they line up with
Special
SIGIL.
coming.
And that actually is good with the timer of these soaks, because SIGIL also makes me use a Kyrian pot, so it's gonna heal me now when I press it. And I pray to crit here,
Watch your feet.
which I didn't, but hey, still alright.
Stack.
Again, these are only pugs, so I was unsure if they would take me, but I finally got accepted into this key as Arcane, and DH asked me if I would blast on bosses, so I guess I tried my best. As you can see, outside of CDs, I'm just trying to well, focus on not dying and then spamming Arcane Missiles basically. I see my CDs are coming up right now, so I use a mana gem to be sure I have enough mana, and now I press my 45-second CDs. Oh, that was very close. Yeah, just do. I did an Arcane Orb there instead of a barrage. Instead of an Arcane Blast, because I wanted to proc an extra debuff Radiant Spark on the target, and I didn't want to waste time casting an Arcane Blast when I had to go soak with everybody. I also used Invis to delay the cast so that I could finish my CDs first. Yeah, so right now you see I'm so I'm casting it fully, especially since, oh my god, I canceled my cast. That wasn't the greatest thing ever, but boss is almost dead, and I'll have one more set of CDs, so I guess there's that. I'm sitting here just to finish the boss. Here I'm for the single target, so even though in theory there's a big pull after this, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna use my single target CDs here. Because that's what I'm here for, and the Warlock is gonna blast the AoE after. I should have pressed alter time here. Oh, I did. Okay, that's great. I'm waiting for the cast. Alter time faded. Anyways,
Stack.
Luckily this went on the rogue, so he could solo, but we didn't even need it. Here we got a very weird bug that I've never seen actually, or more like I've never experienced. I've seen other people experience it. So the tank went and pulled, we pulled outside, and then the Warlock died in the seed or something like that, and he wasn't able to release. So he had to reload, and we had to wait to kill the pack for the priest to res him.
Watch your step.
This was a huge waste of time. Luckily we were really ahead of time. Like the dungeon was really smooth apart from this, so as you can see right now I'm not pressing my CDs because my 45 seconds, because I'm trying to get clear casting procs to reduce cooldown of Arcane Power, and that's what happened, so I could just use my full CDs. Yeah, so here the Warlock died. I used my barrage on 3 stacks because I thought I was gonna get silenced just to be sure I would do some damage. And then the Warlock could not release. So he's dead, but he releases, and then look, he's in ghost mode. I don't know if you can see it on the right side. The Warlock is a ghost, so he cannot play. Great bug, thank you Blizzard.
Watch your step.
This is not the worst thing, especially since the pack is almost, like kind of dead. But it's a waste of time, you know, everything is a waste of time in high keys.
Watch your step.
I'm silenced again. I don't want to block this because block is really good for after. But I used my Dark Iron Dwarf. I told him to try to reload.
Watch your step.
He did reload, but it still didn't work. So what we did in the meantime is we just killed the pack, and then the priest.
Interrupt.
The priest rezzed him.
Watch your step.
Why did I not use my 45 seconds here and just waited for my full CDs? Our pulls are as follow. We have this big pool, which is very big, so it's better if I have Arcane Power. Then we have one pool where we open the urn and we get the stacks, and then we have a big pool with the urn stacks. So basically, I want my AP on this big pool and the big pool with the urn stacks. So now I have my 45 seconds ready. Okay, my AP came back because we wasted time, you know, because of the Warlock dying. But I'm still only gonna use my 45 seconds because I want to make sure I have AP with a Sigil ready for the next pull. And since I'm gonna use Sigil on the next pull, I can just use Ruby right now with my 45-second CDs. As you can see, I'm doing the single tiger rotation on the overs here because the smallies are gonna die to like Rain of Fire basically. Just so that we're sure to kill everything and get the full stacks.
Run.
This also allows me to stay in ranged if I do the single target rotation, because the melee AoE rotation requires me to, well, be in melee because I have to do arcane explosions. As you can see, I have my full CDs coming up with Sigil and everything, so this is really good. I'm using Evocation to be full mana. My CDs are in 6 seconds-ish, so I'm ready. Even my Dark Iron Dwarf is ready. So here, especially if I crit, I'm gonna do a lot of damage. I also have mirror images, very important to use mirror images before ICD so that I don't steal aggro, because the tank cannot hold aggro on something like this. Using everything.
Watch your feet.
And I didn't crit, but as you can see, without critting, I'm doing 130k DPS. And I critted on the second one, so I'm doing 170k with doing my single target rotation on the Javelin. Just because that was Sigil and that was full CDs. Imagine if I would have crit on the first one, that would have been insane. But this was still very nice, very satisfactory. I liked how this tank played, so now I have my 45 seconds. Basically here I just want a CD on cooldown. I used my Arcane Orb to generate an extra debuff for Radiant Spark because I couldn't stay and cast Arcane Blast because I had the AoE under me. I liked how this tank was pulling because it was pretty safe and at the same time we didn't waste time. I was ready to decurse somebody there, but I think it went on the rogue who cloaked. He used Cloak of Shadows because that curse does a lot of damage. It ticks for like 25k a second, and then when it explodes for like, I don't know, 100k, so it one-shot somebody. It's really important that you decurse if you're a mage and you play this. Right now I have AP coming up. The only thing I have to try is to have Sigil with full CDs ready for boss, and that's in a long time, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna come on this side. I used Ruby, so I would have loved if we would have pulled now, but I'm not ninja pulling because it's a 27, so I'm just waiting. Unfortunately, you know, I'm gonna miss my Ruby here. I used it too early. I didn't know how the tank was gonna play. That's one of the things when you play with pugs. I do my AoE rotation here because there's nothing that I want to die faster, and this does a bit more damage than if I would have just done the single target damage, rotation I mean it does more damage, a bit more, like I'd say about 10% more, and it's more damage spread out, so it does more damage to the other ads, not the ones you target. So now, you know, I used my AP, and I know we're gonna play the Warden pack. After we go back, we have one pool, then we come back here, we have an extra pool, and then we go boss. So basically I can use my 45 seconds on this one, 1 minute, full CDs on the other pool, 45 seconds again, and then I'll have full CDs for boss. You have to keep in mind like what are the pools in order. I didn't want to use my Dark Iron Dwarf here, or maybe I didn't have it ready. But it got me ready when I was cursed, so I used it to have the extra intellect from dispelling the curse. Priest is a bit, so you know, this is not a great thing ever. But hey, here I should have used an orb and then pressed barrage, but for some reason I'm evocating. Well, I want to make sure I have big CDs, but anyways, yeah, we have a big guy to play, so you know, my CD planning is not that great because everything is gonna be a bit delayed, because we gotta play this big guy first. You're gonna understand why after. I shipped this scribe, by the way, just so I could use Ruby on it, so I can full CD the Sentinel. Look at the CD timing though. So my Arcane Power comes back in 1 minute 25 around that timer, and then at the same time I have Sigil coming up. So the timer for this is actually great. We have Lust ready, but we're gonna hold it for boss. It's Tyrannical, we don't need to do a big pull with it.
Watch your step.
So what we're gonna do now is walk not to this urn, but to the other urn, so that we open the other urn, gain like 4 to 5 stacks, and then we come back to this one, we extend, and then we get like 9, 8, 10 stacks-ish for the boss, and that's absolutely great.
Watch your step.
Yeah, I was telling the tank to wait for the mana for the healer, but he didn't. Anyways, we were lucky also because of the patrol. It was perfect how easily the tank got it stacked. Use my AoE rotation here. I would have loved to have Arcane Power here, you see. I blocked here because I had to open my door. I think my pizza came. This is a very common thing that happens. I order pizzas very often and then they come mid-key, especially in keys that are going well. So all of my 10 keys are with me AFKing because of getting a pizza. Anyways, so Arcane Power is coming back right now almost. But I don't want to use it on the next pull. I want to be sure I have full CDs with PI, Bloodlust, everything on pull for the boss. I'm also not gonna focus on boss. Again, it's a bit risky. It's not very ethical, but that's a risk you have to take when you play Arcane. You gotta risk critting, you gotta risk the rogue focusing the right one and not you, you know, things like this. So now I have cooldowns ready, but what I'm gonna do is I'm only gonna use my 45 seconds with the Ruby on one of the adds, so we're sure that that ad dies pretty fast and we extend the buff. As you can see on the top right on my buffs, I have 5 stacks right now. So as you can see, I'm using right now my 45 seconds. Okay, I didn't use Ruby, that was a mistake. I should have, because okay, I still critted, and as you can see the ad dies really fast because I already have 5 stacks, which is 25% more damage. So we get the extension. This is perfect, and my CDs are in 25 seconds. PI is ready, Sigil is ready, Lust is ready. I have my mirror images ready, just not to die of aggro. Also keep in mind, if you want to look at something funny, maybe you should look at the engage of the next boss more times, because there's more cool things to see. First of all, I'm gonna create 403k, and that's without the Pelagos proc, without, I think, Celestial Guidance proc, without having 10 stacks. We only have 9 stacks, so this can go even higher. But I had PI, I had Lost, I had Sigil, and I critted. I went up to 150k DPS, and I went up to 3.5k healing per second because of my 3% leech. Like, I bursted so high that I was healing 4k HPS just with 3% leech. Look at this. 400k crit, and then I do my Arcane Orb to get stacks, and then I brush again just before my touch of the Magi explodes, and then it explodes on the ad and on
Shockwave.
This crit was everything. I critted like for so high. As you can see, this is 25 seconds into the pool. I'm still doing 100k, and since we got died really fast, I have lost with my 45 seconds with full stacks. So this is amazing, and I'm also critting again for 145k, even though it's my 1 minute. So I'm doing 70k damage here. The boss is at 30% HP. This is Tyrannical, by the way. Like, you really, if this can happen, this is amazing for the team, because it helps, you know, it helps like 1 DPS not doing that big overall, but doing like 50k DPS in single target. I know we're not meta, but sometimes like Arcane Mages are OP. As you can see, my CDs are coming back up, so I'm using Ruby right now. Asking for PI in case Priest has it, but I don't think he does, because PI has a longer cooldown than Arcane Power. I have 1 funnel of the ad, and then I crit again, so this is like, it can't go better than this. Look at this, I'm doing 45k damage on a boss fight in Tyrannical, and it's not like this is a meme key, it's not a 16 like the Platefall where I tried or anything. This is an actual key, and I'm ending the boss fight with 40k DPS. The boss fight lasted for 1 minute and 46 seconds, which in my opinion, well, is really short for the fact that this is a 27 Tyrannical. I know it's not the 31, but I'm only pugging, and I'm pugging as Arcane, so. We have 70, almost 1%, so the 2 packs that DK is pulling, DH sorry, is pulling right now are enough percent. So we're gonna play this and then go down. As you can see, our timer is really fine, even though we had the Warlock bug at the beginning. The healer also healed a lot in that fight, like we didn't give him credit enough. Of course, I blasted single target and the boss died fast, but the healer really kept us all alive. He did like 11k HPS or something like that. That was amazing. As you can see, I have Arcane Power coming up in 25 seconds. Well, that's not the best thing. So I just CD'd on on CD on the boss. So I was sure that the boss would die as fast as possible. And then I have to align my CDs so that my AP is ready for the next boss pull. Basically, you, as Arcane, you want to make sure you have big CDs ready for every boss. And then you CD on pull on boss, especially in Tyrannical, so they die, because ads don't really matter. We kill them anyways. Like, look at this. I only did my 45-second CDs, I did 15k DPS, but the Warlock did 60k. So whatever, if I do 30 or 60, but in single target they matter. So right now, I'm gonna use my 45 seconds on these. I don't know why we're so slow walking towards them though. So I'm gonna use my 45 seconds on these, and then I'm gonna use Ruby on the last ad, and I'm gonna, you know, CD the boss and pull. I don't know why I was AFK here again.
Watch your feet.
But I was, I think, oh no, I think, I don't know, but something happened here, so I had to AFK. Anyways, since I had to AFK, ads are almost dead. Since ads are almost dead, I'm not CDing at all, because I just want to make sure to have Radiant Spark, Touch of the Magi, and Arcane Power ready for pull on the boss. Doesn't matter, like, again, our timer is really good. We just don't want to wipe on bosses, so I want to make sure I have like very big boss blasting CDs. It's very fun because I do more damage in single target on boss fights than I do overall. So I do 25k overall now, and I did 40k on a boss fight. I find that pretty funny, to be honest. I should use evocation now to be ready for that.
Interrupt.
Again, we really have to focus The priest has to drink, so what I'm trying to do is use Ruby as late as possible, so that, you know, this is bursting. So I use Ruby, you can see Ruby's coming towards me, I don't have the buff yet, bursting goes away, priest starts drinking, and I still have 3 seconds before we can go. Okay, and now I have to pull, or if I don't pull, I'm not gonna have my CDs ready with the Ruby buff. As you can see, I got them off just before the Ruby, and I critted 230k without Sigil, just because we got Ruby off with a good timer. Was not in melee with the
Shockwave.
was not in melee with the boss, so he didn't get cleaved, and actually I think that's a good thing, because we don't really need healing on this phase. I think we need it on the second one, so we're just gonna try to kill with the second phase of orbs. I think that's pretty good. As you can see, I'm blasting, but the rogue is doing like a lot of damage. This is a super hard boss fight for people to for Arcane, especially because you gotta line up your CDs like I did right now, because you gotta CD before the orbs come. I took 2 of them, and then I used Invis. That made 60% damage reduction, and also the less orbs you take, the less the dot is gonna hit you. So even if like 3 orbs and Invis is gonna take even less damage from the explosion, you're gonna take more damage from the dot, and that may kill you. So if you need to take as less orbs as possible for you not to die, and that's the safest thing to do, because if not, you die of the dot afterwards. I have AP right now. I have 3 passing procs, so I try to consume them to get an extra barrage in before Touch of the Magi explodes. This is my block. We talked about like our CDs on this boss before the run. That's why we didn't call it here, even though we were pugging. Like we weren't on voice or anything. We just, before the run started, the priest said something like rogue cloak, and then I use invis, and then I block, and then we'll see, or something like that. The boss is at 50% HP. I'm still doing 18k, as you can see, even though this is a movement hard fight. Like you gotta move a lot on this fight. As you can see, my CDs just came up, and the suppression thing from the boss is in 4 seconds, so this is perfect, because this allows me to gather orbs. I gotta take, well, 4, if not I'll die, but I think I only got 3. Oh no, I got 4, 100%, because if not, I would have
Range
died. As you can see, the dot here is ticking for a lot. Did you see that? Because of me having a lot of orbs. But this healer was absolutely amazing. He's doing 14k HPS on this boss fight, and it's been already 2 minutes and a half. So 2 minutes and a half of healing, 14k, it's absolutely crazy. I told them that my invis is ready again, so that, you know, I only need to take 2. My CDs are ready, but I gotta make sure to take the orbs first. And invis, since it's on global cooldown, I don't want a CD because if not, it's gonna... I'm using Ruby here, I should at least, because Ruby heals you when it reaches you, so I should use my Ruby, to be honest. Yeah, as you can see, it healed me for 9k, there you go. Like, it's not a lot, but it helps, you know, 10k healing just from a trinket, that's also giving you a lot of DPS, that's absolutely perfect. I also got crit from it, because, you know, I used it when the boss had low HP.
My patience is wearing
this is not the best fight for Arcane, because we gotta move like so much that, you know, our damage is not that big. I got 2 orbs here, 3, 4... Ah no, that was the 4th one, yeah, if not I would have died.
Range 5.
I should have used mirror images, no, I mean alter time. I used it there, but as you can see I'm waiting. There you go, that's the alter time that made me stay alive. The priest angeled me, but he angeled me after I alter time, so I think I would have died. But anyways, look at this healer absolutely pumping the healing out of us. 14.5k healing on a boss fight. Oh my god. And then we have 14 seconds left. What the fuck? Seconds. 14 minutes left. So I was telling the tank to play safe. Like, I've seen, even if it's Tyrannical, we can wipe on the Gauntlet for no reason, literally. And that's pretty bad. So I just told him, just play safe. We got this. As you can see, I have my 45 seconds ready, not Arcane Power, and that's great because I want Arcane Power ready for the first pull in Gauntlet. So I can funnel the boss a lot. Here I'm walking on the other side of the mob so that the mob that I had aggro on would come on me right back into the pack, so the tank can get aggro more easily. You gotta help your tank sometimes. I don't have invis, I don't have mirror images, the ad is coming on me, so I go in melee and then on the other side of the pack so that the mob goes through the pack and makes it so much easier for the tank to get aggro again. I was telling him not to do double, even though we have CDs, it doesn't matter, it's a very risky pull. It's bursting, so we can dive bursting even though we have a master spell. Like, it's a pug team, we have so much time left, we're like 3 minutes ahead of timer, there's no point in us doing double right now. So we can just go a bit slower just to be sure that we time the key.
And neither will you.
I do not use invis here, I go in the shroud as you can see, so I can use invis as a defensive later, or to lose aggro, because invis is very good here. I could have used Bloodlust here to be honest, but I think Bloodlust on pull on the boss is very worth it, so I just held. I could have fit another Bloodlust, but again, I didn't. So I do my CDs here, luckily the boss didn't jump on me. This is my 4th hit, full funnel on the boss, full crit, that was perfect. As you can see I'm doing 100k DPS and most of this DPS is into General Call, that's why already 5% of his health is gone. Even though I'm doing the same damage as the Warlock. I'm trying to focus the Relic here. There it is. I really want to get so I use the Arcane Orb just to have more stacks. And then I use the Barrage just to be sure that we, that we get down. And now I'm gonna use my for 1 minute on call, even though he has 2%, it doesn't matter. We just phase it faster, and is gonna give me back my CDs. 2, 3. I use that and not Barrage. Just because Call had so little HP that he would have phased before I would have used Barrage, and that would have been a bit sad. So what I'm doing right now is, as we're going to this pool, to this urn pool, well, as you can see,
Shockwave.
is almost dead, but I don't have my cooldowns. I'm a bit undecided if I should use my big CDs here, or if I should use only my 1 minute and use my big CDs with the full stacks. But as you can see, I decided to do full CDs. I turned around on the call because he got on me when I was doing my 4th cast. I was ready for him to jump I should have waited
Fine
actually. So
shelter.
if I would have waited 3 seconds there, we would have had full stacks. I would have had full stacks for my CDs on call, and he would have jumped back in the pack. So I would have had some funnel as well. But this is still fine because I'm still phasing call, even though I'm only doing basically a single target rotation throughout this whole gauntlet on call, because that's what matters. Call has 24 million HP and their Dark Acolytes have 400k, so it doesn't matter. I don't need to do AoE. They're just gonna get cleaved down from my Touch of the Magi and the Warlock's, Rain of Fires. As you can see, he's absolutely pumping. Also, the fact that we had the Rogue who was Ventir, I think was really good for the Warlock, because he didn't need to open urns, he didn't need to, it's Night Phase better, so the fact that he could play Night Phase was really, really good. I'm focusing here a bit just because I need to get my stacks back. As you can see as well, AP is coming back in 20 seconds, so what I'm doing is, okay, actually I should have held and used AP, use Arcane Power, but what I'm doing is I'm doing my 45 seconds here. I'm still critting, and I'm still critting for a lot because I have full stacks, which is 50% extra damage. Luckily, also we didn't get an overlap with and Call, like the smash and the shelter thing. Oh, we got an overlap, but everybody managed to dodge it. Wow, that's really rare, having the pugged team where everybody dodges things like that. So I should have used my Arcane Power here and then used my 45 seconds on the next pull and then Arcane Power on boss, but since this wasn't the case... Oh, did I use Arcane Power here? Okay. This is actually not the worst idea. Like, the key goes faster, but I'm not sure to have full CDs on pull for boss. That's the only problem, I would say. Because this is gonna die super fast because I CD'd when I still had the stacks with Arcane Power. This is also better for overall, but I don't know if it's better for the key because, again, I'm not gonna have my CDs for boss. As you can see, we only had one death, which doesn't even show because it was a bug. So
watch your step.
Anyways, my point was we still have 4 CRs ready for last boss, which is absolutely amazing. 4 CRs in like 8 minutes left, or let's say 7 minutes left. This is amazing. I still have my 45 seconds are ready. Maybe because it's a 27 and we have a rogue who doesn't do much damage, that's why I decided to do Arcane Power there and then use my 45 seconds here. But I don't even need to use my 45 seconds. As you can see, my Arcane Power is coming back in 20 seconds. So what I'm trying to do is just proc clear casting procs to get my Arcane Power back up on cooldown, ready for the boss. I don't have any of my trinkets ready, neither Ruby nor Sigil. That's okay, I guess. They're gonna come up during the fight. Of course, it's better if I had them on pull. It would have been better, just because when you stack like a lot of CDs together, like PI and Bloodlust and Sigil, well, it's great. I hope you enjoyed my commentary, guys. I don't have much time because I'm working a full-time job and I have stuff to do outside of my job as well, and outside of that I'm playing WoW every now and then. So the commentaries are really, well, rare and it's not often that I have time to do them. As you can see, my Ruby is coming back up, so yeah, actually I'll have Ruby for pull for boss. I hope so. Yeah, I just got it before it died. So I hope you enjoyed this. What I'm gonna do from now on is, as I did now, do a poll and ask people if they wanted me to do a commentary on a certain video. As you can see, died before my barrage hit, so I only got 15% funnel on the boss. And that's alright, because I'm still doing a lot of damage. I needed this key so badly. This was a very easy week. I really want to get the season title, so right now the cutoff is at 3,712 or 13 points in Europe, because that's where I am. And my score is 3731, so I'm about 20 points ahead. But I don't know, this being the last week, maybe people are gonna try hard, maybe a lot of people are gonna gain score. I could have CD'd here, which I actually do, but this was a bit late. I should have done it a bit earlier. I just wanted to make sure that I dodged mechanics. Basically, it doesn't matter if I do a bit or a bit less more damage here. What matters is us not dying. Like, if I do 2k less DPS with me focusing on mechanics, it's actually okay, because we have 6 minutes left and timer is not a problem anymore at this point. The healer died, but again, it's okay. We have 4 CRs. However, the Warlock had to
Watch
press
your
the CR
step.
on him.
Run out.
I was actually really scared. This boss in Tyrannical has a lot of HP, but this priest was really good. As you can see, he's only accepting the res after the AoEs, so he doesn't randomly get hit by something. When he comes up, he has
Watch your
PI
step.
again on my second set of CDs, which is great, with Sigil. So, you know, that's very good. As you can see, I'm still doing 19k DPS, 20k DPS, 2 minutes into the fight, which is pretty good, I would say. 10% left on the boss, or 11% left on the boss.
Watch your
Now
step.
this looks promising. I got 9 points off of this key because I didn't time a Sanguine in a long time. I missed my blink here. I should have blinked, but I didn't manage to. However, the Warlock was really reactive and he instantly CR'd me. I'm trying to get my stacks really fast here, so I can CD as fast as possible. And I'm managing to finally dodge this thing, which is super easy to dodge as a mage, but you know. I'm not sitting here because Gloom's Call is coming up right now. I'm making sure to use Arcane Intellect and have an Augment
Watch
Rune
your step.
up. That's why I pressed them there. And then I CD. I also use the orb there to create the 4th Radiant Spark debuff on the target, just so I could move more freely. Still 70% on this boss, and we're already fighting it for 3 minutes. It's a
Watch your
super long
step.
boss. I was gonna get ready to blink this. Look at how I'm positioning myself parallel to the AoEs so that I don't get hit by them when I blink. And my CD is coming up pretty
Find
soon.
shelter.
We'll take you
This is actually great. I have a clear casting proc. I'm consuming it right now, but I'm hoping I'm gonna get another one for my CDs. I'm waiting for this first before CDing again, just while. So I dodged it, and I also used Invis just in case it hits me, it does less damage, you know. I used like as many utilities as I had there just to be sure that I would
Watch your step.
not die from this. We only have 2 CRs left. So yeah, I could have definitely fit an extra Bloodlust and just not Bloodlusted on pool here. But I don't know, I was comfortable with lusting on pool. As you can
Find
see, this
shelter.
boss lasts a lot of time. I'm using
Watch your
mana gems
step.
again. You know, there's a bit of an annoying thing with mana gems is that you cannot. Well, basically, if you have 3 stacks of them, right? It's actually 1 stack with 3 charges. So if you have only 1 charge left, you cannot press the mana gem
Watch
creation
your
again because it tells you already have a mana gem. I hope they're gonna change this and they're gonna make this become like 3 stacks, so that you can actually recreate them. Just like the Kyrian potions, if you have a Kyrian potion, you can definitely generate like with
Find
2 extra.
shelter.
You don't need to consume the 1 node to generate more. Boss, it has like 1%
Watch your
HP, so I'm very happy at this point. We timed it. I hope you enjoyed my commentary. I've done a poll again to ask you guys if you wanted to see it, and you told me yes. So after this I did a Necrotic Wake and then 29 Mist, which I overtimed. That's how my score got even higher, but I hope I'm gonna get the title. See you on the next one, guys, and good luck on your last weekly
Watch your
vaults.
feet.